Welcome back to the college football betting locks and predictions, and let's get right into it with a recap of last week. We had another successful week putting up 2.6 units, but let's start with the weekday games. We got Coastal Carolina easy at home over App State. Got a little bit of the juice back in that one. Washington covers against Oregon State at home on Friday night. Kansas gets it done easily over Oklahoma State, who had a debacle of a quarterback play, while Bean got it done for Kansas there. Tennessee, we lose 2 units on as Georgia cruises. I really misread this game. Georgia just manned up on these Tennessee receivers, and it worked. Hooker did not hit his deep throws. There's a lot to be said about that game, but it probably ruins Tennessee's chances unless they get some help. But then Texas beat K-State on the road. This was really shocking to me. K-State just did not come out and play well. Texas, of course, is a great team, and we'll have some action on them this week as they ride this high. Clemson against Notre Dame, we rode this one all the way. Notre Dame wins massive outright. Wake Forest did not turn up to play against NC State. I still think that they're a good team, though, so we'll see them back in action this week. And then our half-unit play on LSU money line, plus 500, pays off and is the bulk of our winnings for this week. So let's look at our whole season record. We have now had 6 straight weeks in the green, and we're up 8.5 units on the year. So let's get right into it with this week's locks. And we've got Arkansas at home against LSU. This is an LSU team that I think is riding high right now. Arkansas is riding just about as low as they could after that pretty much blowout loss at home against Liberty last week. This is a line that may confuse many, but it's the bounce back effect right here. LSU might become stagnant. They're in the driver's seat for the SEC West, so maybe that will make them come and play. At the end of the day, I think this LSU team is a bit overrated. They haven't really gone on the road and played anyone. Arkansas at home, they gave Bama a good game. Obviously, Alabama lost to LSU, but at LSU is a very different environment. It will be very tough for LSU here at Arkansas. I think there are going to be a lot of fans at the game. This is a border rivalry, etc. So give me Arkansas, KJ Jefferson, and co. plus 3.5 here at home. I know it sounds crazy, but LSU has not really had a road test. Their schedule's been pretty easy so far. Of course, they got boat raced at home, and even that Florida State game that they lost was a pseudo home game. So we'll see how they react. I don't think that they will be able to take down Arkansas here, but even if they do close, we've got Arkansas plus 3.5. Then, similar thing, I think Ole Miss is another team that's riding high right now. We're going to take Alabama minus 10.5. A lot of people are leveling into Ole Miss right now with this price at home, and I think it will be a tough place to play. Lane Kiffin has been trying to get the fans in there all year, and I think this is the marquee matchup to do so. Of course, the team that wins this would still have to have at least one LSU loss to win the SEC West, but I think Bama's just the better team here. I think they'll respond. Saban's teams always do. So give me Alabama minus 10.5 on the road to cover that. Then K-State at Baylor. Again, bounce back effect for K-State. I don't really know. They didn't turn up a great performance. Waco's always a tough place to play. Give me Baylor minus 3 in this one. I think that they can get the offense going. Their defense is always pretty good, so we'll see what happens in this one. I think Baylor has a good shot as the favorites here. Then Kansas against Texas Tech. Again, these teams that have won games and then are going on the road, we're fading them this week, so we're going with Texas Tech, the bounce back effect for them. Kansas is riding a little high after that Oklahoma State game. That was a little bit of a fluke, admittedly, with that quarterback play from Oklahoma State. I think that Kansas will regress back to the mean here, and Texas Tech will pick up a conference win in the tough Big 12. Moving back to the SEC for our third lock of the day, we've got Mississippi State against Georgia. Similar to LSU, I don't think Georgia's had many road tests here, so this will be a critical one for them. I think Mississippi State, 18.5 points is a lot to level here, so give Give me Mike Leach and co. to get Georgia coming off that massive game. Perhaps Georgia's a little sleepy to start out, and that's all we need to cover. 18.5 is a lot of points, even against a good offense and a great defense that Georgia has. Then TCU against Texas. Give me Texas minus 6.5 at home. TCU's been winning really close recently, so I wouldn't be surprised if Texas wins this game. Of course, we need them to win this game, so even if this game is tied in the fourth quarter, as TCU always likes to do, again, TCU hasn't really had a tough road test like they'll get at DKR Stadium. Texas will be tied with TCU, worst case scenario in the fourth, then take a late touchdown, say, and cover this. So I think Texas will really dominate this game, but we'll see what happens there. Finally, UNC at Wake Forest. It's time that the fluky run came to a close for UNC. Similar to TCU, a team that's been just squeaking out these wins. So give me Wake Forest to bounce back and take down UNC at home. Thank you for watching. Please be sure to drop your comments and predictions below.